When it comes to sex and intimacy, we often think we're on the same page as our partner, especially in long-term relationships. But the truth is, many sexual boundaries go unspoken, and that silence can lead to confusion, hurt, and even the slow unraveling of trust. Why do these boundaries remain unspoken? And what happens when we ignore them? Let's dig deeper. Unspoken sexual boundaries often stem from fear. Fear of rejection, fear of conflict, or fear of being seen as too much or not enough. Sometimes we assume our partner just knows what we want or don't want. Other times we avoid the conversation because it feels awkward or embarrassing. But when these boundaries aren't discussed, misunderstandings are almost inevitable. Let's look at some of the most common causes of unspoken boundaries. First, there's the pressure to conform to expectations, whether from society, family, or even past relationships. Maybe you grew up believing that certain topics are taboo or that good partners don't say no. These beliefs can make it hard to speak up, even when something doesn't feel right. Another cause is the fear of hurting your partner's feelings. For example, if one person wants to try something new in the bedroom, but the other feels unsure or uncomfortable, it can be easier to just go along with it, or avoid the topic altogether, than risk disappointing someone you love. Over time, this can create a pattern of silence and resentment. Let's break down some real-life scenarios. Imagine Lisa and Tom. Lisa feels uncomfortable with certain types of physical affection, but she's never told Tom. She worries he'll think she's not attracted to him. Tom, meanwhile, senses her hesitation but assumes she's just tired or stressed. Neither wants to rock the boat, so the issue goes unspoken. Eventually, Tom starts to feel rejected, and Lisa feels misunderstood. Or consider the case of frequency. Maybe one partner, like Mark, wants to be intimate more often, while his wife, Emily, is content with less. Mark doesn't want to seem demanding, so he keeps quiet. Emily, on the other hand, feels guilty for not matching his desire, but doesn't know how to bring it up. The silence grows, and both start to feel isolated. Sometimes boundaries are about specific acts or preferences. For instance, Priya wants to try something new, but James feels anxious about it. He's afraid that saying no will make him seem boring or unadventurous. Priya, meanwhile, feels rejected and wonders if she's asking for too much. Without open dialogue, both partners end up feeling alone in their relationship. Timing and context are also common sources of unspoken boundaries. Maybe one partner only feels comfortable being intimate after a date night or when the kids are asleep. If these needs aren't shared, the other partner might misread signals, thinking a lack of interest is about them rather than the situation. Here's another example. Alex needs emotional closeness before being intimate, but their partner Jordan prefers spontaneous affection. When Jordan initiates without that emotional buildup, Alex pulls away. Jordan feels rejected, and Alex feels pressured. Both are left wondering what went wrong. Privacy is another area where boundaries can be easily crossed. Maybe one partner is comfortable sharing details about their sex life with friends, while the other values discretion. If this isn't discussed, oversharing can feel like a betrayal, even if it wasn't meant that way. And let's not forget about boundaries shaped by past trauma. If someone has experienced sexual trauma, certain touches, words, or situations can be deeply triggering. Without open communication, a well-meaning partner might accidentally cause pain, leading to confusion and distance. Sometimes, unspoken boundaries are about more subtle things, like the language used during intimacy or the need for aftercare and reassurance. For example, Sam loves words of affirmation after sex, but his partner Taylor doesn't realize this. When Taylor gets up and leaves the room, Sam feels abandoned, even though Taylor thinks everything is fine. So, how can couples avoid these pitfalls? The first step is to make space for honest, judgment-free conversations. Set aside time to talk about what feels good, what doesn't, and what you both need to feel safe and loved. Don't wait for a problem to arise. Be proactive. Use I statements to express your feelings. For example, I feel anxious when we don't talk about this, or I need more time to feel comfortable. Listen without interrupting and try to understand where your partner is coming from. Remember, it's not about winning or losing, it's about building trust. If the conversation feels too hard, consider seeing a couples therapist. Sometimes having a neutral third party can help both partners feel heard and understood. Therapy can also help unpack deeper issues, like past trauma or long-standing patterns of silence. Remember, boundaries aren't about rejection, they're about respect. They help both partners feel safe, valued, and connected. Ignoring them doesn't make them go away, it just pushes problems underground where they can grow. So next time, don't ignore the awkward pause or nervous laugh. Respecting boundaries is more than following rules. It's about caring for each other, even when it's complicated. The more we talk about these unspoken boundaries, the stronger our relationships become. You're not alone. Every couple faces these challenges. What matters is how you handle them, together. Softly. Start the conversation. Ask the questions. Share your needs, your fears, and your hopes. Because when we bring our unspoken boundaries into the light, we give our relationships the chance to grow, stronger, safer, and more loving than ever before.